What's up, guys? I am the Ethanator with 2 A's, and today, I hope you're having a fantastic day, week, month, weekend, whatever day you're watching this on. I know I said I'd be doing Christmas, since it is Christmas in 2 weeks. I'm not going to because I want to share with you something to me that's more important than the movie that I was going to show you. It's a poem called To This Day by Shane Corcoran. Once again, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. It is a terrific. I'm gonna read you the poem, and then I'm going to put the link in the description for the video. The video is more touching to me than when I'm going to read it. I'm going to try and do as well as him, but I don't think I can. So let me know what you guys think, how I did in the end. But, okay, here we go. To This Day by Shane Corcoran. When I was a kid, I used to think that pork chops and karate chops were the same thing. I thought they were both pork chops. And because my grandmother thought it was cute and because they were my favorite, she let me keep doing it. Not really a big deal. One day before I realized fat kids are not designed to climb trees, I fell out of a tree and bruised the right side of my body. I didn't want to tell my grandmother about it because I was afraid I'd get in trouble for playing somewhere that I shouldn't have been. A few days later, the gym teacher noticed the bruise, and I got sent to the principal's office. From there, I was sent to another small room with a really nice lady who asked me all kinds of questions about my life at home. I saw no reason to lie. As far as I was concerned, my life was pretty good. I told her whenever I'm sad, my grandmother gives me karate chops. This led to a full-scale investigation, and I was removed from the house for 3 days, until they finally decided to ask how I got the bruises. News of this silly little story quickly spread through the school, and I earned my first nickname, Pork Chops. To this day, I hate pork chops. I'm not the only kid who grew up this way. Surrounded by people who used to say that rhyme about sticks and stones, as if broken bones hurt more than the names we got called, and we got called them all. So we grew up believing no one would ever fall in love with us, and we'd be lonely forever, that we'd never meet someone to make us feel like the sun was something they built for us in their tool shed. So broken heartstrings bled the blues as we tried to empty ourselves so we would feel nothing. Don't tell me that hurts less than a broken bone. That an ingrown life is something surgeons can cut away, that there's no way for it to masticize. It does. She was 8 years old, our first day of grade 3, but she got called ugly. We both got moved to the back of class so we would stop getting bombarded by spitballs, but the school halls were a battleground, where we found ourselves outnumbered day after record day. We used to stay inside for recess because outside was worse. Outside we'd have to rehearse running away or learn to stay still like statues, giving no clues that we were there. In grade 5, they taped a sign to her desk that read, "Beware of dog." To this day, despite a loving husband, she doesn't think she's beautiful because of a birthmark that takes up a little less than half her face. Kids used to say she looks like a wrong answer that someone tried to erase but couldn't quite get the job done, and they'll never understand that she's raising 2 kids whose definition of beauty begins with the word mom, because they see her heart before they see her skin, because she's only ever always been amazing. He was a broken branch grafted onto a different family tree, adopted. Not because his parents opted for a different destiny. He was 3 when he became a mixed drink of 1 part left alone and 2 parts tragedy. Started therapy in 8th grade, had a personality made up of tests and pills, lived like the uphills were mountains and the downhills were cliffs, 4 fifths suicidal, a tidal wave of antidepressants, and an adolescence of being called pauper. 1 part because of the pills, 99 parts because of the cruelty. He tried to kill himself in grade 10 when a kid who could still go home to mom and dad had the audacity to tell him, "Get over it." As if depression is something that can be remedied by any of the contents found in a first aid kit. To this day, he is a stick of TNT lit from both ends, could describe to you in detail the way the sky bends, in the moments before it's about to fall, and despite any army of friends who call him an inspiration, he remains a conversation piece between people who can't understand something becoming drug-free has less to do with addiction and more to do with sanity. We weren't the only kids who grew up this way. To this day, kids are still being called names. The classics were Hey Stupid, Hey Spaz. Seems like each school has an arsenal of names getting updated every year, and if a kid breaks into school and no one around chooses to hear, do they make a sound? Are they just the background noise of a soundtrack stuck on repeat when people say things like kids can be cruel? Every school was a big top circus tent, and the pecking order went from acrobats to lion tamers, from clowns to carnies, and all of these were miles ahead of who we were. We were freaks. Lobster claw boys and bearded ladies, oddities, juggling depression and loneliness, playing solitaire, spin the bottle, trying to kiss the wounded parts of ourselves and heal. But at night, while the others slept, we kept walking the tightrope. It was practice, and yes, some of us fell. But I want to tell him that all of this is just debris left over when we finally decided to smash all the things we thought we used to be. And if you can't see anything beautiful about yourself, get a better mirror. Look a little closer. Stare a little longer. Because there's something inside you that made you keep trying despite everyone who told you to quit. You built a cast around your broken heart and signed it yourself. You signed it. They were wrong. They were wrong. Because maybe you didn't belong to a group or a clique. Maybe they decided to pick you last for basketball or everything. Maybe you used to bring bruises and broken teeth to show and tell but never told, because how can you hold your ground if everyone around you wants to bury you beneath it? You have to believe that they were wrong. They have to be wrong. Why else would we still be here? We grew up learning to cheer on the underdog because we can see ourselves in them. We stem from a root planted in the belief that we are not what we are called. We are not abandoned cars stalled out and sitting empty on a highway. And if some way we are, don't worry. We only got out to walk and get gas. We are graduating members from the class of We Made It. Not the faded echoes of voices crying out, names will never hurt me. Of course they did. But our lives will only ever be always continuing to be a balancing act. That has less to do with pain and more to do with beauty. That is the poem by Shane Corcosan, and I just want to say that hits home for me. It does, and I'm sure it hits home for a lot of you. And I'd also like to say something to all of you who have been felt this way. If you're watching my video right now, I want to tell you, you're beautiful. You are very unique, and that's what makes you beautiful. Don't believe what they say, ignore them. And I know it's very hard to ignore them, but I've been there. Trust me, I know what you're feeling. I know how you feel. There's times where people want to kill themselves every day. Some do it, some don't. Some don't have the courage, some do. And that's scary. I can tell you that you're here because someone loves you. Whether it's the Lord from above, whether it's one of your family members, your best friend, your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, your dog, someone loves you. That's why you're still here. Maybe it's yourself who loves you, and that's even better. I'll tell you. You need to love yourself. Because I once heard, if you can't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody else? You have to love yourself before you can go around and love somebody else. So love yourself. Love everything about you. Because you're amazing. Someone loves you. Like I said, whether it's the Lord from up above, whether it's your best friend, whether it's your mom, dad, whether it's your dog, your cat, your bunny, somebody loves you. I promise. stay with the world, because whether you don't feel happy now, you will find happiness. I promise. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll put the link in the description of the real video. It's very inspirational. I hope you guys like me reading it. I tried to read it like him, so if you say, you tried to read it so much like him, well, I tried. And I think I did a pretty well job, but if I didn't, oh well. I still read it. Thank you guys. Christmas is almost coming. I probably won't see you guys on Christmas. Probably won't do another video till the New Year's. Maybe I'll do a video before the New Year's. But I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, or whatever holiday you celebrate around this time. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful night, wonderful week, wonderful holiday. God bless you and your families, and thank you guys. I am the Ethanator with 2